All right, welcome back. It's once again that time for the weekly wrap up of news, current events, and craziness going on in this mixed up world. Now, I'm going to be bringing you more content with truth or stuff, crazy stuff happening into the world. We've already covered a few things. With the last video I put out about the flock cameras, I'm going to put out some more stuff about the Google mosquitoes and a few other robot things that are happening with AI. First, right now, I wanted to talk about something stupid that I've seen on Facebook, and I know you guys have all seen it yourselves. You've all dealt with it. You probably cringe when you see it. And it's like no matter how much I try to throw these people a life raft and try to help them out and get them to see that you don't have to put yourself down. You've done nothing wrong. You don't have to keep apologizing, self deprecating, and trashing your own people. It blows my mind, man. It really, really does. But as you can see at this picture right here, it's kind of self explanatory. You know where I'm going on this. And it breaks my heart to see these people do this kind of stuff. This is adjacent to what I call suicidal empathy because they have been indoctrinated their whole entire lives. They have no, like, they don't, I mean, I guess they do realize on a subconscious level, but it's buried back in the deep of their mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they hear the echoes of it floating around back there, that they know that this is wrong, that they've done nothing wrong. They really have nothing to apologize for. But when you're told this your entire life, that you're guilty of something that you didn't do and your ancestors are evil, your country is evil, that your people have done nothing great, your culture is nothing great, that you're falsely called like thieves and all this other nonsense that you hear. And I guess there's another component to it too, that you want to fit in with society, with what's popular, what's the consensus of the moment. And if the media is putting you down, your people, your culture, your country, your religion, and everything else that goes along with it, while they're promoting everybody else as the cool, hip thing and to be like this. I mean, look at how it's like this has been going on ever since like the late 80s to the early 90s, right around the time that they started to promote gangster rap and then putting it out all in the movies, the Menace to Societies, the Boys in the Hood, all of that era of stuff. And they were just ripping on white people simultaneously. While we're growing up, white people are growing up being taught to look at everybody individually. Do not judge a group, do not be racist, while simultaneously everybody else that is non-white is being taught at that same time, being taught that you are the enemy, that you are responsible for all that's evil in the world, and to see color, that they are victims of you, and that somehow that you are owed something. Now, we all know this is social Marxism. We all know this is communist propaganda. But a lot of people aren't studied up on that, especially back then when all the TV networks and everything were controlled by four companies. So you were getting the same news, the same message everywhere, the same thing. Now, I knew as a kid there was something wrong with that. And I'm mixed, you know. I'm a quarter Mexican, and I grew up in Mexican hoods, and I saw the racism in there. Don't get me wrong, Mexicans were anti-black back then. They were very anti-black. In every neighborhood that I seen in LA, they would kick the blacks out of their neighborhood. They would run them out of those neighborhoods. There was major gang warfare going on back then. Now, even though they were racist against white people themselves, however, they identified with whites more because they are part white. I mean, they don't see it that way. They're told something different from communists that are in their schools and their universities and everything else, especially in Southern California, which I would call the birthplace of social Marxism that we see today. That was like ground zero for it in California. Now, over the years, there because of the media, the propaganda and the movies, the music and everything else, the education system, all of the things that we mentioned already, they are now starting to identify more with the black culture, the ghetto black culture. That's why you hear them saying the N-word, N-word this, N-word that. And all the older Mexican heads cannot stand it. They cringe when they hear it. But these young kids don't know. They don't know any better because they grew up listening to this stuff on TV. Now, I bring all this up. This is stuff that I've been wanting to point out for a while, and I have. And I've talked about these things intimately. And everybody knows that I'm not a racist guy whatsoever. but I will point out what's happening, and I will not stand for racism against white people, and I will call it out, and I'm not shy about it. But those that are pushing the narrative against white people will always twist that around and turn it on you and try to make you out to be racist for calling it out. As a white person, you should be able to congregate with your people. You should be proud of your people. You have a lot to be proud about. You built civilization. Everybody jocks your culture and is copied your culture, even though they're taught different. But it's like a fish in water. They don't even realize the water around them. And that's how people are just engulfed with white culture. Everything that they used from the technology to everything around them. It is like even the seasoned food jokes. I laugh at that because white people went to war for seasons, for black pepper, salt, and all kinds of things, man. Like we are the ones that started putting together a lot of these recipes. You know, you had your specialized foods in certain cultures, the diverse cultures around the world, but they only had a few things going on in there that they would use. We have brought the world, you know, it's just amazing what we have done with what we had, and then going and sailing across the world, trading with others, going to war with others, conquering others. And it's crazy too, like now that I think about it, like back in the 80s, if you were to go to any of these foreign countries or see old video footage, you would see all of them on America's nuts, just swinging away, dude. Everybody wanted to be an American. If you're an American going to a foreign country, man, all the chicks wanted to be with you, marry you, and try to get their butts over here somehow. Now, everybody still wants to come here, but they like to play the victim card. They're economic migrants, is what they are. They want to come and benefit and reap the rewards of living over here while simultaneously playing a victim because they know that's what works. They know that white people and Americans have suicidal empathy. They look at us as a joke, like these people are morons. These people are naive. That's how they see it. Now, here you see, I love memes like this, and I've made a few of them in my days too that actually went viral. I think I actually made, I don't know if I'm the first one to make this one or I made one similar to it. This wasn't, I mean, it was the same picture, but different lettering and format or whatever. Anyways, I don't want to swing on my own nuts here, but this is the self deprecating thing. Like, look at me. I'm one of the good ones. Please like me. Will you accept me? Will you let me come to the cookout? That's what it comes down to. And now, because of my algorithm, you know, I don't know if because of a post that I saw, whatever, I commented on it. So the algorithm is going to give you more of those. Well, there was this person that was on my Facebook friends list. Her post popped up in my feed, and I hardly ever see this person on my list or whatever. Apparently we've been friends for a long time on there, but she's supposed to be a Christian woman. But it's so sad watching how far people fall and they fall into this nonsense. And who they're around plays a lot into it as well, because people want to fit in wherever they're at. So let's just say this lady, she probably goes to a black church, maybe that's all wokeified. She probably lives in that kind of area, or she is just, she's under the hypnotized spell of the media, which a lot of these leftists are. They got Stockholm syndrome. Now, this person, let me see. There we go. She wrote, I am neither proud nor ashamed to be white. I just popped out this way. It wasn't an accomplishment or anything. Really, I absolutely had nothing to do with it. Two white people had sex and it just happened. Yeah, my culture will never die as long as Karen is bringing her under-seasoned potato salad to potlucks. So I am in no way worried about losing my heritage. See, there's that self-deprecating humor where she is just tearing down her own people, her own culture. All being white has ever done is make things easier. There's that lie of the white privilege nonsense. And that truth is something I am not proud of or happy about. Oh God, that's so cringe to me. Or that bland potato salad either, especially if she put grapes in it. See, this is just regurgitated things that she has seen from other black people online, because nobody has ever met anybody that put grapes in their potato salad. That's fruit salad, by the way. And my grandma, who happens to be Mexican, made a bomb potato salad, and she was considered the whitewashed one, even though she wasn't. I've seen her old pictures of her chola stuff next to old lowrider cars, classic cars. Anyway, I have never met anybody who puts raisins or any of that other stuff in a potato salad in my life. See, these are dumb jokes that are made online, and other self-hating guilt-ridden people like this woman right here. I'm gonna probably blur her name out because I don't want to put her on blast like that, but she knows who she is. And people like her, they see these other things and they do this to fit in, to be accepted. I'm a good one. Like me, please. It's sad. It really breaks my heart to see white people reduced to this. Now, if you reverse the roles and you seen black people having to do this and then white people just laughing at them, and it would feel and hit a lot different. And I wish that these people like this would understand that. Now, of course, she limited who could comment on this post. Wasn't like that at first. See, when I saw this, because I just got done seeing another post similar to this, and I usually ignore this kind of crap, but I took the bait. I was already in my feelings about something I already saw, kind of irritated. So I was like, this is on my friends list and I'm going to say something. So I make a comment down here: self deprecating white people, virtue signaling. I am one of the good ones. It's pathetic, especially when you tag your non white friends like, see what I did? Please like me for that. I comment that. I'm just telling her how cringe it is. And I know that that's got to hurt, dude, because she knows deep down I'm telling the truth. Let's see. Where was the. See, she went and tagged all of her black friends right here. Look at me. Like me. I simply love you. You know that already, though. Hate the sin, love the sinner equals I still love you, but I'm not eating that great potato salad. See, she's putting her down for being white, but I like you anyways. And these are supposed to be Christian people. These are probably church people that she goes to church with. Oh no, they're from different areas. Thank you for the tickle. This person used to be my friend. Bad friend. See, look at raisins. Like nobody has ever met anybody that puts raisins in there, but they love making these jokes and their posts about it. It's wild to me. And then you got all these other white people in here, white women putting the same thing. Same. See, it's from an SNL skit about Karen and the grapes. Nobody has ever done that in their life, which of course you got this from Hollywood. And let's see her reply to me. Yeah, that's not what happened here, but thanks for assuming the worst. Oh, that's not what happened here? That's not what happened here. That is literally what happened here. But okay, continue. I was actually trying to make certain friends laugh, or I would have tagged a whole lot more black people. I chose those particular women for specific reasons. Your response tells me everything I need to know about you. Oh, yeah? What does it tell you? What does it tell you about me? Because I don't like white people putting themselves down, self deprecating themselves to fit in with people that hate you. These people aren't your friends. If they were really your friends, they would tell you, just like me, you don't need to do that, because there are black people out there that will tell you the truth. Be like, hey man, you don't need to put yourself down. You ain't got to apologize to me for anything. You've done nothing. And they'll tell you how jacked up their culture is. And let's see, Mrs. over here. She tagged us, continue a conversation she already had in progress with their various friends. You are wrong and insulting and out of your ignorance. Am I? Because all I did was address in this, and all you're doing is reinforcing everything I just said with her response. And here we go with another white woman with Stockholm syndrome. This is the white man who probably denies his own privilege. Thank you very much. Told you. Read the room, man. That's not who it is. See this? Another one. Privilege is real and it should be used to do some good in the world. And let's see who liked it. It's the same people. So how was I wrong? I was telling the truth, and all you're doing is proving my point in this whole thing. Now let's see something here. Let's go to this person's page, shall we? All right. Look at this is what I'm about now. Okay, when was that post put? Let's see. July 9th at 12:46 p.m. See, look at the weight of whiteness. Oh my gosh, yes, all of this, the best thing I've read all year, probably not what you expect. The weight of whiteness. You see what's being implied here? So how was I wrong? And now look at that same day, and it's a pinned post now at 4:07 p.m. I am drawing a line in the sand. Racism isn't on the rise. People are just being honest about it again. As for me, I won't tolerate it. Although I love people who are racist, I am openly hostile towards racism, and I will give no quarter here. Racism is a term coined during the 20th century to describe a belief in more than one race within the human race. This belief is in direct contradiction to the teachings of the Bible, which goes out of its way to depict all humans created as God's imagers, no matter what. To be racist is to project the Bible. To practice actions stemming from racist beliefs is to be in direct rebellion against God and to reject the kingdom of heaven. It is to reject love and to therefore reject Christ. It amounts to self exaltation, presumptively taking a higher seat at the table based on nothing of any worth in the kingdom. So it's just a bunch of babble, it's emotional manipulation, emotional blackmail. Like, you're a racist if you don't agree with what I'm saying. Only empire is so depraved and foolish as to create hierarchies based upon something so empty of eternal meaning. Only empire can imagine people having worth based upon no accomplishment, nothing in virtue, and nothing stemming from choices. I will not be moved from this position. Know that it doesn't make me a good guy or a bad guy. It just means I am taking up my cross. Okay, martyr. And this is a hill I'm willing to die on. There you go, martyr. I ally myself with the children who shouldn't ever be made to believe that any part of God's image is tied to skin color. Now, did you draw any of that conclusion from what I wrote that same day? No. All I was saying, it's cringe what you're doing. You're self-deprecating, putting yourself down to be accepted. It's gross. You don't need to do that. But somehow, because I say that, I'm a racist now. You see how they play these manipulation games? This is what they've been doing to white people forever now. God made us all different for a reason. Not everybody is equal. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Some are better at this and some are better at that. God made us diverse. He made us for a reason. Now, everybody in the world could be saved through Yeshua. God did make us all. But we shouldn't be giving into this whole let's put our own people down to a bunch of godless people that hate you. You refuse to see the racism towards you and your people. You have been blinded. You have Stockholm syndrome. It's so bad. It's to the point where you're defending it and calling those people that are calling it out racist. And racism, the only reason why you say people are being honest about it again, it's not that people are racist. It's that they're calling it out, and censorship has been lifted over the last 2 years. That's why you're hearing people say something now. I used to get banned for like 30 days on Facebook for just saying that white privilege is a myth. Something simple as that. You're foolish. You're pathetic. And you're part of the big reason why we're in this position that we're in now. And the actual real racists keep on getting away with this crap. Open your eyes. It's not white people that are going around acting crazy, destroying everything, beating up people, shooting each other, stealing. It's not us, and it's not our culture that's doing that. And if you want to call me a racist for calling that out and telling the truth, then you're part of the problem. You need to grow up. Stop with the suicidal empathy. You have done nothing wrong, and neither has your people. If you're buying into the whole slavery lie, white people ended slavery. Our country fought a civil war where slavery was a big issue. That wasn't the issue why it happened, but it's a big part of it. And a lot of people got slaughtered and died. The English were the first ones to outlaw it. Then came the Americas and all of Western civilization. And you know what? You know who sold those black people in the transatlantic slave trade to the Americans, to the English, and to the rest of the Western world? African tribes that conquered other African tribes. And the ones that they didn't slaughter, they sold because they wanted guns and other things that we had to offer. Slavery was a normal thing in the world back then, and it's still a thing today. Even though we outlawed it, there's Africans that still have slaves. A lot of Islamic people have slaves. The Islamic world is big in the slave trade, so were the Chinese. Judging by looking at what you've written here and your knowledge of history and your limited knowledge of the Bible, it shows that you do not know half of what you're talking about. You need to grow up. You need to stop letting the real reduce you to this. It's sad. It's pathetic. And that's what I was trying to tell you in the first place.